and gentlemen, Sharjeel Imam and Umar Khalid have been denied bail yet again. The Supreme Court says the evidence points to their central role in planning, mobilization and strategic direction of the 2020 Delhi riots conspiracy. The Supreme Court says it believes that the charges seem prima facie credible. While the two stay in jail, 5 other accused have been granted bail. The message from the top court was clear. Sharjeel and Umar are not like the others. They were sitting at the top of the command chain and were not just peripheral facilitators. Significantly, the door to bail stays shut, at least for another year or until protected witnesses have been examined. Former Additional Solicitor General S.V. Raju, the man who led the 2020 Delhi riots case in the Delhi High Court and the Supreme Court, interpreted this as an admission that the topmost court saw the two as masterminds. Umar Khalid's father, however, called the verdict unfortunate.
The court has considered the role of Sharjeel Imam and Umar Khalid, and they have found them to be the main, court has found them to be the main conspirators or the masterminds, and therefore the bail has been refused to them.
कोई कमेंट नहीं है, नो कमेंट, नो कमेंट, अनफॉर्चुनेट।
कंसर्न ये है कि कुछ भी जो भी कहना चाहते हैं वही
नहीं, कुछ नहीं कहना है, जो जजमेंट आ गया वो आपके सामने है, उसमें क्या कहने की जरूरत है।
While arguing for the Delhi police, ASG S.V. Raju had warned that intellectuals, when they guide and become terrorists, they are far more dangerous than foot soldiers on the street. Today, the Supreme Court has spelled out how there is a prima facie case made out that Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam posed a threat to national security and why the court cannot afford to look away. But the apologists have been doing exactly that. For the ecosystem, these two are not riot accused. They are students and intellectuals. They are not alleged conspirators but clear victims. They see Muslims being targeted by a communally biased government. In fact, for Prithviraj Chavan, it is a case of free speech being muzzled. Yes, it seems like a call to cut off Assam and the Northeast from India by choking the chicken's neck qualifies as free speech for former Maharashtra Chief Minister. Clearly, a blind eye has been turned to the evidence, the charge sheet, the Supreme Court and its verdict.
There is a difference between a terrorist carrying out a Pahalgam type attack and people protesting government policies on streets. If you're not going to distinguish between the two, I mean, there is no freedom of speech left in the country.
लेकिन जितना मैं उमर खालिद को जानता हूँ, वो एक इंटेलेक्चुअल है और उनका कोई अभी तक मुझे नहीं लगता ऐसी कोई incriminating evidence रिकॉर्ड पे लाई गई है.
He does not pose any danger to the state, and to keep him incarcerated on utterly false charges is most unfortunate.
तो ऐसा तो कभी किसी हिंदुस्तान के मुसलमान ने और सेकुलर हिंदुओं ने कभी सोचा भी ना था कि एक ऐसा वक्त भी आएगा हिंदुस्तान के ऊपर जहां इस हिंदुस्तान की दूसरी बड़ी आबादी को दबाने की और कुचलने की साजिशें की जाएंगी.
The opposition has already delivered its verdict. Harmless students framed in false cases denied bail because they are Muslim. But if that were true, why did the Supreme Court grant bail to 5 others? Gul Fisha, Fatima, Miran, Haider, Shifaur Rahman, Mohammad Salim Khan, Shadab Ahmed, they are all Muslims as well. They are all students and yet they got bail. Facts, however, are inconvenient for a convenient narrative that is being called out. What the opposition calls a travesty of justice, the BJP calls an unambiguous message to urban Naxals and riot apologists, both in India and abroad. Remember, viewers, just last week from New York City, Mayor Zoran Mamdani to 8 US lawmakers to a US-based NGO, a global lobby swung into action demanding Umar Khalid's release. That call was swiftly echoed and amplified by the India Alliance back home. Today, the Supreme Court has spoken, and now the BJP is asking, will the apologists apologize for their preemptive clean chip?
Let's not make any mistakes. Politicians all over the world share certain common attributes. And it suits Mr. Mamdani's go with the flow approach in these matters to support that, yes, to support the narrative that, oh, yes, it is so terrible in India, minorities are badly treated. This is a constant refrain we hear. There is an attempt to build a narrative, and then finally, don't ever underestimate the American deep state and what they have done in our neighboring countries.
आज मुस्लिम लीग माओवादी कांग्रेस के मुंह पर भी करारा तमाचा है, क्योंकि ये इनको विक्टिम कह रहे थे। आज साबित हो चुका है कि इन दी कोर्ट ऑफ पब्लिक ओपिनियन एंड इन द कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ कांग्रेस पार्टी जिनको बैक करती है वो प्राइमा फेसी एंटी नेशनल है, देश की अखंडता और संप्रभुता के खिलाफ है।
और बार बार जो उनके अधिकारों की बात करते हैं, मैं किसी का नाम नहीं लूंगा, तो एक बात अवश्य कहूंगा कि लगभग 50 से अधिक लोग मारे गए दंगे में जो इन्होंने शुरू किया था, उसकी जिम्मेदारी कौन लेगा? यह है कि नहीं विषय?
देखिए, देश के मुल्क के खिलाफ जो भी साजिशों का सूत्रधार होगा है, उसको कानून के तहत कड़ी कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए और उसको किसी भी तरह का सियासी संरक्षण और समर्थन मुझे नहीं लगता कि देश हित में।
The question many are asking tonight, is it a war of narratives or is religion being induced into this argument when the court is giving a judgment based on law? Well, those are the questions that we need to look at and answer tonight. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings me to the legitimate question on the News Hour tonight. Will those who sought to defend the riot accused apologize today? That's the question, and that's the debate on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Shehzad Poonawala, national spokesperson of the BJP, Ishkaran Bhandari, advocate in the Supreme Court, Abhijit Iyer Mitra, senior fellow at the IPCS. Also joining me this evening, advocate Umar Junaidi, political analyst, Anurag Bhadoria ji, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Nivan Sharma ji, national spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. But my first question goes to Congress leader Sanjay Jha. And Sanjay Jha, I want to ask you, what is so intellectual about choking the chicken neck and cutting the northeast from India? These are the statements that were made by Sharjeel Imam. What is so intellectual about Umar Khalid's statement, who said India has forcefully occupied Jammu and Kashmir? To me, these are plain and simple anti-national statements, statements that try to divide India, statements that actually look at a tukre-tukre mindset. And today the Supreme Court has spoken. Why does the Congress still see a communal angle in this? After all, the Constitution Bachao Brigade should be able to respect the Supreme Court verdict, shouldn't it?
Sure, Navika. Thank you very much. And good evening to all my fellow panelists as well. I want to make 3 points on your program because I was very keenly following the Supreme Court verdict on the Umar Khalid case. And let me point out 3 things to you which will answer all the questions that you have asked of me. Point number 1. In an order on February 26, 2020, a Delhi High Court judge had noted that the speeches of 4 BJP leaders, and I will name them, Anurag Thakur, who famously said, Desh ke gaddaro ko goli maro, we know the rest, Kapil Mishra, Parvesh Verma and Abhay Verma, they all met the IPC's definition of hate speech. I want to ask through your channel today to the people who run Delhi police, what happened to that case? Hate speech during the time of riots? How is that not an issue for further investigation? An open shut case of bias.
Fair question.
Is evident.
Fair
No,
question. Shehzad Poonawala will answer that question. But I'm asking you about Sharjeel Imam's statements and Umar Khalid's statement, and now Prithviraj Chauhan, who's been a Minister of State in the PMO, who's been a former Chief Minister, who says that there is free speech, no free speech left in India after the Supreme Court verdict. Really?
Let me answer that, Navika. Let me answer that. You know, I have followed this case. I know a lot of the contours of what the Delhi police has written. Here is my answer, and this is to all the viewers, Navika, of your program, beyond just the panelists on the show. I'm going to quote to you, and this is not my speech. This is a speech made by Umar Khalid in Amravati, where sections of this speech have been taken, and he's been made at the mastermind. Listen to this part. It's a small extract. And ladies and gentlemen, you judge for yourself. Can this man be the mastermind of the Delhi riots?
We don't have to judge. The Supreme Court has judged.
No.
I'm sorry.
1 minute.
There are no two agencies. The courts judge. We don't.
1 minute. You cannot interrupt me when I'm trying to make a case to say, no, 1 minute. It's not fair debate then. I'm only trying to make a valid argument that can a person who made this speech, because parts of that speech is what has been used against him, can it be the speech of a mastermind? Just listen to me. It will take you 30 seconds. Listen to this. We won't respond to violence with violence. We won't respond to hate with hate. If they spread hate, we will respond to it with love. If they thrash us with lathis, we will keep holding the tricolor. If they fire bullets, then we will hold the Constitution. If they jail us, we will go to jail singing, Sare Jahan Se Acha Hindustan Hamara. If this man is the mastermind of the Delhi riots, then I can tell you something. He's the biggest actor that India or the world has.
I thought these words were interspersed in the portion where he was saying Jammu and Kashmir have been forcefully occupied by India. But alas, you didn't read that part. You read out this part, which is the nicer part. You've forgotten the other part. Selective cherry picking. Shehzad Poonawala.
I am not surprised that Sanjay is doing that. I mean, if we take Sanjay's logic further, there are videos where Osama bin Laden has quoted from the Holy Quran while justifying his actions. So if you only pick up the portion where he's quoting the Holy Quran, then he might say that he's the most peaceful man in the world. And 9/11 was not done by Osama bin Laden. But let me quote to you what Umar Khalid has said on his Facebook. I don't care if I fall as long as someone else picks up my gun and keeps on shooting. These are the words of Sheikh Gawara, but could have been of Burhan Wani. Burhan wasn't scared of death. He was scared of a life lived in subjugation. He detested it. He lived a free man, died a free man. Doomed is the occupation of the Indian state. How will you defeat a people who have defeated their own fears? In solidarity with people of Kashmir, free Kashmir from India, rise in power. So this is what Mr. Umar Khalid has to say. Having said that, let me forget what I need to quote about Umar Khalid. Let me quote what the Supreme Court has said. Prosecution material taken at value discloses prima facie central and formative role of Mr. Umar Khalid in UAPA. Principal architect of the conspiracy, Sharjeel Imam and Umar Khalid. The plan was to overthrow what they called the Hindu government. And apart from that, if this is selective, if this is targeting, the 5 people who got bail today were Muslims. Secondly, what is Mr. Prithviraj Chauhan saying? These are not terrorists. You have to differentiate between terrorists. There are good terrorists and bad terrorists. And this is freedom of speech. Cutting off chickens' neck, which by the way Bangladesh ke some leaders are saying is also freedom of speech. Hussein Dalwai, these are non-criminals and students. So that means Supreme Court is wrong. Brinda Karat, they have been demonized. By whom? The Supreme Court. They are no danger to the state, but the Supreme Court feels that 1 year they should not appeal for bail. Udit Raj, they are targeted on communal basis. Really, then how 5 people got the bail? But having said that, let me make the last point and I will end here. Congress, after conviction on Afzal Guru, stood with Afzal Guru. After conviction of Yaqub Memon, stood with Yaqub Memon. After saying that the Batla House encounter was genuine, stood with the terrorists of Batla House encounter. Naxalis who were internal security threats, they called them Shaheed. And don't forget, one more person is sitting here. And that person will try to absolve himself and play the holier than thou card. And his name is Mr. Nivyan Sharma. You know, when Tahir Hussain was said to be the mastermind of this entire riots, it was the Aam Aadmi Party and Amanatullah Khan, who said that ye to bechara Musalman hai. Even after he was kept in the jail by the courts, these shameless people did press conference after press conference. Today they will take a completely different stand. And therefore I tell you, identify these people. These people are exactly like the Congress. Congress is Tushtikarn Pro Max, and this is just the Tushtikarn normal version.
Nivan Sharma, before you come in, I'm fact-checking Sanjay Jha. Sanjay Jha, you talked about the fact that there is no investigation. The trial court's order to let Kapil Mishra off the hook has been stayed, and the Delhi Law Minister, the Sessions Court on Monday, November 10, 2025, set aside the trial court's order directing the Delhi police to investigate his alleged role in the Northeast Delhi riots. So the courts are taking care wherever they have to. They are doing their job. But some people see a communal agenda. And Nivan Sharma, since the question was directed at you, please respond to Shehzad.
Navika ji, good evening. And since the question has been directed to me, so I would request the person who has asked the question to let me reply also. Just do not interrupt while I am speaking, right? Like you do always. So, as far as this statement is concerned, this issue is concerned, we respect all the statements and judgments by Honorable Supreme Court. But the same courts, we would like to tell you and remind you and recall that the same courts have also given statements like prolonged jail without trial is illegal. You cannot keep people in jail without a trial. Same courts have said that, and same courts have stated that illegal. Law cannot become a weapon for punishment. This is also a statement by the topmost court in the country. And they are mentioning about what he is showing is they are mentioning about national security. अगर आपको national security की बात करनी है तो आप fast track courts बना दीजिए. आप जल्दी करवाइए ना.
आप ये लेक्चर किसको दे रहे हैं? Are you giving this lecture to the BJP spokesperson here or to the Supreme Court? Because you would do well to then lecture the Supreme Court simply because the Supreme Court has given its reasons. Reason 1, they had a central, not a peripheral role. Reason 2, top of conspiracy's chain of command. Reason 3, planned and strategized the conspiracy. Reason 4, prolonged role, not isolated acts. And reason 5, cannot turn a blind eye to national security threat. The reasons are there. So is this lecture for my viewers or for the Supreme Court?
This is not a lecture. This is the reality check given to the BJP spokesperson who cries. Number 1. Number 2, I am not talking about the Supreme Court. I have already said that we respect all the statements made by Supreme Court, but I am still mentioning the other statements also. You cannot just watch one side of the coin, you have to watch the other one also. You cannot just focus on one thing and ignore the other thing.
The Supreme Court has also given the reason 43D of the UAPA Act and Ishkaran Bhandari. You know, this is ताहिर हुसैन पे कुछ नहीं कहा आपने, अमानतुल्लाह खान पे कुछ नहीं कहा. You have nothing to say about the killing of Ankit Sharma, the IB officer during the Delhi riots. How will you say anything? Because where the Aam Aadmi Party was at that time, the world has seen. But Ishkaran Bhandari, Supreme Court and saving the Constitution is their agenda. But when the Supreme Court delivers a verdict, it becomes communal.
Navika ji, law does not operate in vacuum. You cannot selectively quote from different Supreme Court judgments which were probably dealing with let me say, a Jeb Katra or somebody who stabbed somebody versus a terror case. We have to deal with offences under UAPA because that is the law which is applicable. So let's not go for giving out general statements. What are the facts? This is a very important case. I will come to the court, but it is also very important because for years a particular ecosystem was trying to create a narrative that there is nothing in this case, there is no prima facie case, that there is no case for arrest, leave alone keeping people in jail for so long. This ecosystem has a global imprint. You had people outside India, foreign politicians, commenting on a specific case, a case which has its own facts, its own evidence and the law applicable. It reminds me of people trying to bring Ahmad Shah Abdali to India to settle their own inner Bharat political discourses. Because you cannot settle that, you want foreign players to comment on pending cases. Any Indian should thoroughly reject it. But we have had this unfortunate tendency where you lap it up. Now coming to the case, the Supreme Court clearly demarcates the role of each individual is separate. What you did, for example, if 5 lakh people do collect on chicken's neck and throw malba on it, would it create a national security crisis or not? The short answer is it will. And if somebody propagates that, creates groups and encourages people to do so, is that not a threat to India? Bangladesh, Pakistan, China, everybody wants to try to create issues on chicken's neck, and we have a person inside India giving a roadmap to 5 lakh people to do that. That is why it is very important. Earlier we used to hear that delay. In the High Court judgment it came out who caused the delay. You cannot benefit by trying to delay the trial yourself. How the case was withdrawn from Supreme Court, and this same ecosystem said various things about Supreme Court. I don't want to repeat it. But today a different bench came to the conclusion it gave bail to certain people irrespective of whatever their religion was, because what their role is. Similarly, denied bail to somebody irrespective of any religious angle, as they keep trying to bring it.
Well, but why bring religion into it is a question that I cannot stop asking tonight. Anurag Bhadoria ji, Supreme Court के judgment में religion कैसे आ गया? Communal कैसे हो गया ये verdict? ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट का वर्डिक्ट है, और आप तो आंदोलन के मुख्य कलाकार हैं, जो संविधान बचाओ आंदोलन है। अब सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजमेंट दे रहा है जिसमें पांच मुस्लिम लोगों को बेल मिल गई, 2 को नहीं मिली। हाउ इज दिस कम्युनल? आई वांट टू आस्क यू, कर्नल पुरोहित के समय तो याद नहीं आया होगा कि एक हिंदू को जेल में रखा है, उसका इनकार्सरेशन होगा, वो तो 10 साल रखा गया था, तब फेयर ट्रायल की बात नहीं हुई, आज हो रही है। ये सवाल भी जायज है?
तब भी हो रही थी और आज भी हो रही है। आपके सोचने और देखने में फर्क है। हम लोग हमेशा से संविधान और न्यायपालिका को मानने वाले लोग हैं, और न्यायपालिका हमेशा इस देश के अंदर में न्याय की बात करती है। किसी ने नहीं कहा कि धर्म, सब ये कह रहे हैं कि जो न्याय है न्यायपालिका को देना है। किसी ने ये नहीं कहा कि देश में जो देश के खिलाफ काम करता है उससे बचाओ, ऐसा तो कोई नहीं कह रहा है। हमने तो जितने सबके सुने, विपक्ष ने कभी नहीं कहा।
आपके अलायंस पार्टनर पृथ्वीराज चौहान ने कहा, उदित राज ने कहा, सर सबने कहा।
बोलने तो दो भाई। अब आप देखो, यही दिक्कत है, जब आप ही लोकतंत्र का सम्मान नहीं करेंगे, मैं बोलने लगा, आप परेशान होने लगे, ये दिक्कत है देश के अंदर में। देश में समस्या वहां पे आ रही है जहां विपक्ष सत्य बात करने लगता है, वहीं पत्रकार महोदय भी टोकने लगते हैं और बीजेपी के प्रवक्ता भी टोकने लगते हैं, और पूरे समाज के अंदर में एक इकोसिस्टम क्रिएट किया जाता है। देखिए समाजवादी पार्टी क्या बोल रही है, देखिए क्या बोल दिया, ये देखिए उन्होंने खिलाफ बोल दिया कोर्ट के, क्योंकि मैंने अपनी बात पूरी नहीं की, आपने आधी बात पकड़ ली, सबको आपने बोलने दिया। मैं अच्छी बात कर रहा हूं, मैं राष्ट्र की बात कर रहा हूं। देश के अंदर में राष्ट्र के खिलाफ कोई व्यक्ति काम करेगा, चाहे वो कोई भी बना रहे, हम हो, आप हो, उमर खालिद हो या कोई भी हो, देश के राष्ट्र के खिलाफ काम करेगा, उस पर कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए। पूरे देश का हर पार्टी के लोग कह रहे हैं। अच्छा, बीजेपी को क्यों नहीं समझ में आता, इस तरह की बातें क्यों कर रही भाई? आप माहौल क्यों बनाना चाहते हो? हम तो कहते कोई व्यक्ति और राष्ट्र के खिलाफ काम करेगा, उस पर कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए। न्यायपालिका पे हमें विश्वास है, और न्यायपालिका इस देश का संविधान और न्यायपालिका और कानून से देश चलता है, न कि हमारे आपकी बातों से देश चलता है। अगर न्यायपालिका को लगेगा, अगर न्यायपालिका को कानून को समझ में आया गलत है तो गलत है, बट हम तो सवाल पूछते हैं ना। बीजेपी से कई बार पूछते हैं कि बीजेपी ये बताइए, हेट स्पीच में आपके नेताओं ने जो हेट स्पीच दी उसके बारे में क्या हुआ? हम पूछते हैं ना, बिल्कुल के बारे में क्या,
और जायज सवाल है। लेकिन अनुराग भदौरिया जी बता दीजिए, एसटी हसन, ये एसटी हसन साहब किसकी पार्टी के हैं? आपकी पार्टी के तो नहीं होंगे ना शायद। उन्होंने जो कहा है, मैं पढ़ देती हूं, नो मुस्लिम और सेक्युलर हिंदू इन इंडिया हैड एवर इमेजिन्ड दैट सच अ टाइम वुड कम अपॉन द कंट्री वेयर कॉन्स्पिरेसीज वुड बी हैच्ड टू सप्रेस एंड क्रश द कंट्रीज सेकेंड लार्जेस्ट पॉपुलेशन। ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट के वर्डिक्ट के बाद उन्हें भी धर्म नजर आ रहा है इसमें। पर एसटी हसन से आपकी अगर मुलाकात ना हो तो मैं करवा देती हूं, आप ही की पार्टी के हैं।
अब मैं बोल लूं, मैंने 2 नाम लिए, तीसरा नाम आपने बोलने ही नहीं दिया। मैं परवेश वर्मा बोलना चाह रहा था, अनुराग ठाकुर बोलना चाह रहा था, कपिल मिश्रा बोलने चाह रहा था। ये वो लोग हैं जो हेट स्पीच देते हैं, तो इस पे भी तो उतनी ही तरह से कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए ना। देश के अंदर में हिंदुस्तान पूरे देश में किस लिए जाना जाता है? अनेकता में एकता वाला देश है।
आपका सवाल सही है, लेकिन समाजवादी पार्टी की सवाल करती हूं तो आप जवाब क्यों नहीं नहीं देते। आज मेरे व्यूअर्स ये भी देख रहे हैं कि आप कैसे घुमा रहे हैं सवाल। ये लोकतंत्र भी दिख रहा है, बट शहजाद प्लीज रिस्पॉन्ड बिकॉज ही विल वेस्ट टाइम, ही विल नॉट रिस्पॉन्ड।
देखिए अनुराग जी, मैंने आपके बीच में नहीं बोला। अनुराग जी, मैंने आपके
कमेंट्री बंद कर दीजिए तो मैं
नाविका जी, मैं अपनी बात रख सकता हूं।
समाजवादी पार्टी, राष्ट्रवादी
क्या मैं अपनी बात रख सकता हूं?
मुझसे ज्यादा रनिंग कमेंट्री व्यूअर्स आपकी सुनते हैं, बट अनुराग भदौरिया, एसटी हसन called it a communal. You have no response on that. You have raised other questions. शहजाद आंसर।
देखिए, आतंकवाद पर समाजवादी पार्टी स्टैंड ले, मतलब ओसामा बिन लादेन शांति के लिए स्टैंड ले। भाई, इन्होंने मुस्लिम आतंकियों को छोड़ा, हाईकोर्ट ने रोक लगाई थी और बोला पद्मश्री दोगे क्या? सिमी पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बैन लगाया तो उन्होंने बोला बच्चे हैं, गलतियां हो जाती है, क्यों बैन करते हैं भाई इनको? और ये वही पार्टी है जो बाटला हाउस एनकाउंटर के टेररिस्ट के लिए खड़ी हो गई। हेट स्पीच अगर किसी, वैसे अनुराग ठाकुर ने कोई हेट स्पीच नहीं दी। उन्होंने बोला कि देश के गद्दारों को, वहां पे लोग बोलते हैं माला पहनाओ, उन्होंने बोला गोली मारो। तो गोली मारेंगे ना, आतंकियों का महिमा मंडन थोड़ी करेंगे भाई। ये हेट स्पीच है क्या? आपने किसको देख लिया देश के गद्दारों में? और आखिरी बात सुनिए, बीच में मैंने आपके बीच में नहीं बोला। अनुराग जी, देखिए अनुराग जी, आप मेरे मित्र हैं, मैंने आपके बीच में नहीं बोला। अनुराग जी, मैंने आपके बीच में नहीं बोला। अनुराग जी, आपको देखिए डिबेट मर्यादा में होनी चाहिए। मैंने आपके बीच में नहीं बोला। 10-15 सेकंड और, तो 10 सेकंड और सिर्फ। देखिए, दूसरी बात जो इश्करन ने कही, इश्करन ने कहा कि फॉरेन पॉलिटिशियन, एक फॉरेन पॉलिटिशियन है, उसको काम मिला है कि न्यूयॉर्क का गार्बेज साफ करे, वो यहां पे गार्बेज फैला रहा है। और आखिरी बात, ये निव्यांश शर्मा आज फेविकॉल के एडवर्टाइजमेंट में है क्या? ये ऐसा फेविकॉल लगाकर बैठा है निव्यांश शर्मा। अरे भाई, ताहिर हुसैन वाज इन द जेल एंड आम आदमी पार्टी, बेशरम पार्टी ने बोला कि ही इज मुस्लिम देयरफॉर ही वेंट टू जेल। नाविका, पहले इस निव्यांश शर्मा से पूछो कि कितना फेविकॉल खा के आए हैं, ये फेविकॉल कितना खा के आए हैं।
निव्यांश शर्मा प्लीज रिस्पॉन्ड।
हाँ नविका जी, ये शहजाद पूनावाला की फेविकॉल ठीक करता हूं मैं अभी।
आप इनसे ये पूछो,
आप इनसे ये पूछो कि हमारे
अरे व्हाट अबाउट नहीं,
आपने बताया कि किसी ने एंटी नेशनल स्लोगन।
अरे ताहिर हुसैन एंटी नेशनल, गद्दार, देश का हत्यारा।
कन्विक्शन क्यों नहीं हो पाई
है?
आप इनसे ये पूछो कि आज तक उनके ऊपर आरोप साबित क्यों नहीं हो पाए।
मतलब ताहिर हुसैन बेगुनाह है?
सरकार फेल्ड पार्टी, ये ड्रामेबाज जो लोग, ये ड्रामेबाज पार्टी जो है,
मतलब ताहिर हुसैन बेगुनाह है, ये आम आदमी पार्टी कह रही है। बताओ,
आगे जो है ये ड्रामेबाजी।
So you are saying Tahir Hussain is निर्दोष? Is that what you are saying?
धन्य है प्रभु।
मैं ये कह रहा हूं कि जो दोषी है उसको फांसी पे चढ़ाओ ना।
अरे तो अमानतुल्लाह क्यों बोल रहा था? मुसलमान है इसलिए उसको फंसाया।
उसको ये शहजाद पूनावाला चढ़वाएगा कार्टून नेटवर्क।
अरे भाई, ऐसा है, मैं कार्टून नेटवर्क, मैं पोगो चैनल, वो छोड़ दो। ये बताओ कि अमानतुल्लाह खान ने क्यों बोला कि ये निर्दोष है, मुस्लिम है, टारगेट किया गया? क्यों आपसे मुंह से निकल नहीं रहा? खालिस्तानी का समर्थन करे, ये आतंकियों का समर्थन करे।
No, my larger question tonight is, and Abhijit Iyer Mitra, I want to ask you two questions. Number one, why are people seeing religion in a case which is a case of national security? It is a case of riots. 53 people lost their lives in these riots in 2020. And we are discussing religion of the accused. We are discussing whether the Supreme Court is communal, the government is communal. When the judgment is of the Supreme Court, why is the government being called communal? Number one. And number two, the question I want to ask you, have you ever seen foreign nationals actually getting into what courts have to decide? And was this just a coincidence that Mamdani raised this issue just around the time the courts were to reopen and pronounce the verdict? Just like there was forum shopping earlier, something the former Chief Justice has himself said in this case. Is this now pressure tactics also, which this entire ecosystem wanted to build up?
Right. So you've asked me a bunch of questions, Navika. Thank you. I'm going to answer them sequentially. The first is the notion that an intellectual somehow can't become a terrorist. The biggest mass murderers and psychos of the 20th century were great intellectuals. The biggest revolutionary of the 20th century was a chap called Mao Zedong, who killed 70 million Chinese people. Another great revolutionary intellectual was Stalin, who killed about 30 million of his own people. You want to take right-wing dictators? Antonio Salazar of Portugal was the professor, head of the Department of Economics of the University of Coimbra. So please don't tell me intellectuals don't commit murder, don't commit riots and things like that. In fact, they are much more prone. They are much more insidious in the way they commit riots, number one. Number two, I have never supported the incarceration of Omar Khalid. I still don't. Sharjeel Imam is a different case. Like we've discussed, he transcends the Brandenburg definition, which is the American definition, which is a specific method against a specific target. Chakka jam at the chicken's neck, specific method against a specific target. There is no way he would get bail even in America, number two. That said, Omar Khalid either needs to fire his lawyer because the lawyer has gone down a very, very dangerous path. He has decided, for whatever reason, we will continue postponing this, not ask for bail for the last 4 or 5 years, keep postponing the bail hearing, keep postponing the trial, going on seeking to delay the trial. It almost seems to me that the lawyer himself is signaling to the court that his client is guilty. Now, if Omar Khalid is very confident, he needs to find different representation. The state cannot be held liable for inadequate representation of Mr. Omar Khalid. Third, one of the biggest tactical mistakes has been the way Omar Khalid's team has disclosed this letter that 8 lawmakers and Zoran Mamdani have written. Why? Because they have actually proven what the Supreme Court said today, that their complicity, Sharjeel and Umar's complicity, was at a higher level. Otherwise, why would 8 lawmakers and a mayor of New York be writing? They never found it prudent to write about Gulshifa and all those other 5 people that got bail, but they felt it very necessary to talk about Omar Khalid and only 8 lawmakers and the mayor to write about him. Zoran Mamdani, curiously, is saying exactly what the Supreme Court is saying, that you're much more important in the scheme of things, and that is why I wrote about it. Next, I want to point out certain remarks have been made about Kapil Mishra and Anurag Thakur. The case against Kapil Mishra is an election commission case. The hate speech is not linked to the Delhi riots. It is violating the model code of conduct. But good points on how they are trying to confuse the two of us. I am going to quote from the Mao Zedong of Mount Road, Madras. It's a magazine called The Frontline. I don't know if you've heard about it. We call it the Mao Zedong of Madras. The Sessions quote, and they're talking about Kapil Mishra here. This is the article. I'll hold it up here so that you can see I'm not fabricating.
They're not here to defend themselves, but...
The Sessions Court upheld the summoning order on March 7th, noting that Mishra's alleged statements appear to promote religious enmity by indirectly referencing a country often used to denote members of a particular religion. His speech was about Pakistan. Now, I'm not saying this. Frontline, the Mao Zedong of Mount Road is saying this. Imagine. Next, when it comes to this slogan, Desh ke gaddaron ko, I am merely going to, if you permit me 2 minutes, I am going to read out section 121 of the Indian Penal Code. Since that is now infractuous, I'm going to read out BNS section 147 and then section 163 of the Armed Forces Act. Section 121 Indian Penal Code. Waging or attempt to wage war or abetting waging of war against the government of India. Whoever wages war against the government of India or attempts to wage such war or abets the waging of such war shall be punished with death. This is IPC 121. BNS section 147. Whoever wages war against the government of India or attempts to wage such war or abets the waging of such war shall be punished with death or imprisonment for life and shall also be liable to a fine. Section 163 of the Air Force Act, which is also of the Army Act, in awarding a sentence of death.
What's your point?
His point is Congress makes such people leaders.
A court martial,
punish them with death.
A court martial, one second. A court martial shall its discretion direct that the offender should either suffer death by hanging from the neck or by being shot to death.
Absolutely.
Kapil Mishra and Anurag Thakur were quoting from the Constitution. These people hate the Constitution.
Sanjay Jha respond.
Navika, there are 2 points I wish to make, and I think your viewers need to know. Ladies and gentlemen who are watching a very popular program, Omar Khalid's trial has not even started. He's not convicted, by the way. The trial is actually not even commenced in a proper sense. He's been there for over 5 years. A rapist, a convicted rapist, is out on parole for the 14th time. You need to know this, ladies and gentlemen, to know where India's criminal justice
fair
system
point,
is.
fair point. Obnoxious, that Ram Rahim goes on parole for 420 days. But are you comparing this with somebody trying to cut the chicken neck and separate Northeast? Are you trying to compare these two things, Sanjay Jha? Because if you are, I think you are speaking a language that you shouldn't.
Look at what the courts have said in the riots case. It is very important that your viewers know. The courts have accused the Delhi police of fabricating evidence, of fake witnesses. In 2 cases, police have dictated the content.
You believe the courts in that case, but you don't believe the courts when they give this verdict of denying bail to Sharjeel Imam as well as Umar Khalid and Ishkaran Bhandari. That is where I'm coming to you. But Ishkaran Bhandari, that's where I come in. They want to do forum shopping. They want to do shopping of the kind of orders that suits them. They will turn a blind eye to the other facts of the case. And that is exactly the narrative and the blueprint that they want to hand over to other countries. Is that not true?
Fake evidence, fabricated witnesses by the Delhi police reporting to Amit Shah. That's a serious matter.
Cherry picking of 1 second. It's a question to me, Sanjay. It's a question to me. It's a question to me. You had your turn. Can I make? It's a question to me. Can I have my turn now? You had your turn. Have some discipline. Please have some discipline. You had your turn. Nobody interrupted you. Navika ji, the cherry picking of one case versus the other. Can I speak now? Navika ji, the cherry picking of one case and against another case. Firstly, even the most heinous of personal cases in the sense of murder has no comparison with a terrorism case. But secondly, the law on parole and furlough is very different and it can always be challenged if it's been wrongly given. Third, the bail in a terror case has to be dealt in how a terror case is dealt with. So let's stop this perry checking that if one accused is out, the other accused is not out. Even in this case, there are certain people in the Delhi riots case who have got bail. These people's role, and the court consciously goes into the role of the individual. Why are we not talking about what is the role of individual?
That is the point, Shehzad Poonawalla. You know, they want to paper over. They want to paper over on the facts of the case. They want to muddy the waters because even the courts will not be spared.
Just one line. Just now, Sanjay Jha has said that Umar Khalid is not convicted. I completely agree. Was Sadhvi convicted? Rahul Gandhi, 11 o'clock, 28th November 2019. Terrorist Pragya. Terrorist kaise bol diya Rahul Gandhi ne? And they got the bail and they got the relief after 9 years, 10 years, 17 years. The same Sanjay Jha used to say, these people must languish in jail. Same Sanjay Jha. Ladies and gentlemen, viewers of this great program, this same hypocrite said that Sadhi is a terrorist because she wears saffron. You know, that man wanted Tahir Hussain out because he's Muslim. He wanted Sadhvi in jail because she wears saffron. Inke chehre dekh lo, Congress aur aapka chehra dekh lo.
Well, I want to get in Umar Junaidi. 1 minute, Sanjay Jha. Umar Junaidi hasn't spoken. And Umar Junaidi, my question to you is, when the Supreme Court gives its order, why are people seeing religion? The five accused who have been given bail are also Muslims. So how is this verdict today a communal verdict? Why is the government communal? Because orders and law don't base anything on religion. It is the facts and the arguments of the Supreme Court are crystal clear in the order. Why is this made out to be an action against the second largest population in India? Why?
The judgment given by the Supreme Court clearly says Sharjeel Imam and Umar Khalid has the prima facie in the conspiracy. But never in the judgment the Supreme Court said, or the High Court, or even the trial court said, Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam are terrorists. Now the nation is calling them as terrorists. Now second point is, I have an example of several people, particularly example from Gulbarga, wherein a person named Nisaruddin was in jail for 23 years. After 23 years, Supreme Court acquitted him, having saying in the judgment that wrongly implicated. So the point is, after 23 3 years, if Nisaruddin was acquitted, there are high chances if there is nothing found against Sharjeel Imam or Umar Khalid, they will be acquitted by the Supreme Court. But today, the denial of bail doesn't give anybody a right to call them as terrorists. Now the point is, nobody is questioning why 5 people were released, 5 people were granted bail and 2 people were not. The question is, why these 2 people are now being targeted as terrorists? Because no judgment, no observation of the court says they are the terrorists. But everybody falls in.
My friend,
everybody jumps
the
into
cases, the charges against them are under the UAPA. The UAPA is a terror charge that has been revoked. Please explain law.
I am very touched by Advocate Umer Junaidi. Umar Saab.
गुलबर्गा का केस आपको याद है?
10 सेकंड।
कर्नल पुरोहित याद नहीं आए?
10 सेकंड, केवल 10 सेकंड। उमर साहब 10 सेकंड दे दीजिए, सिर्फ 10 सेकंड। अभी उमर साहब ने बोला कि भाई देखिए कन्विक्शन हुआ नहीं है, 10 साल बाद वो रिलीज हो सकता है। बिल्कुल सही, सब सही बोला। उमर साहब आप तो ह्यूमन राइट्स के चैंपियन, मुझे लगता है आप ही होंगे इस पूरे पैनल में। सर मुझे एक बात बता दीजिए, जब कांग्रेस
आपके अलावा
एक सेकंड, नहीं मुझे तो छोड़ ही दीजिए, आप मुझे क्या मानते हो? मैं तो बीजेपी का मुसलमान हूं। सुनिए, मैं तो ये कह रहा हूँ, सुन लीजिए ना सर, सुन लीजिए ना सर, सुन लीजिए ना। कानों का 2 कान है, मुंह एक ही है। सुन लीजिए, मैं ये कह रहा हूं उमर साहब,
सभी को वही होता है।
हाँ वही, सभी को वही होता है, तो आप भी इस्तेमाल कीजिए। सुनिए, मैं ये कह रहा हूं उमर साहब कि जब कांग्रेस लगातार भगवा आतंक और हिंदू टेरर बोल रही थी, आपका एक आध ट्वीट दिखाना कि दिस इज रॉन्ग। साध्वी प्रज्ञा को टेररिस्ट बोला, एक बात दिखाना। एक ट्वीट तो होगा ही आपका। आप ह्यूमन राइट्स के चैंपियन है साहब, यू आर द बिगेस्ट ह्यूमन राइट्स एडवोकेट। आप इससे बड़ा ह्यूमन राइट्स का कोई एडवोकेट ही नहीं मिल सकता। मैं तो बोल रहा हूं आपको। नहीं आप हैं,
इस्लामिक टेररिज्म जब चल रहा था, जब मौलाना को मारा जा रहा था, उस पर आपका एक ट्वीट बता दीजिए सर।
अच्छा, नहीं है, मेरा लिंचिंग पे है, मैं दे दूंगा। मैं तो लिंचिंग का कानून पे काम किया। अब बताइए ना साहब, मतलब कि हिंदू देखा तो हिंदू टेररिस्ट है,
आपका क्या ट्वीट आया?
हिंदू टेररिस्ट है पर उमर
This is whataboutery king size as we are seeing. And अनुराग भदौरिया जी, आज मैं आपसे फिर बस जाते जाते एक सवाल पूछना चाहती हूँ। अनुराग भदौरिया जी, सवाल मेरा बस इतना ही है कि इस वर्डिक्ट में आपको धर्म नजर आ रहा है या बस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का इंटरप्रिटेशन? क्या नजर आ रहा है?
जाते जाते आप बोलने का मौका भी दे दीजिएगा। दिक्कत है, मैं बोलना शुरू करूंगा, आप बोलना शुरू कर देंगे, फिर आप बोलना शुरू कर देंगे, फिर कहेंगे नहीं हो गया।
फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच सिर्फ आपकी है, मेरी कहाँ है? आप बोलिए।
जब तक पूरी बात कहूंगा नहीं तब तक नहीं। फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच आप हमारी कहाँ रहने, विपक्ष को आप फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच
आप मुद्दे पे बात करिए, मेरे पास समय नहीं है लेक्चर का।
पहले ही मुद्दे पे हाँ मेरे पास आता थे, आपका समय खत्म हो जाता। अब हम क्या करें बताइए? समय ये सवाल ये है, उसका जवाब मैं आपको दे रहा हूं कि हम संविधान और न्यायपालिका को मानने वाले लोग हैं। हम उसमें जाति धर्म नहीं खोजते। ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी से पूछे आप, जो चुप्पी साथ जाते हैं।
एसटी हसन भारतीय जनता पार्टी से है। अभिजीत अय्यर मित्रा इज एसटी हसन फ्रॉम द भारतीय जनता पार्टी।
जब
ये करते हैं ना तो वो चमत्कार करते हैं।
सवाल तो ये है ना,
जो भी करेंगे वो चमत्कार होगा।
सम्मान करते, ये करते कि नहीं करते, पूछ लीजिए।
अनुराग भदौरिया जी, ये जो पब्लिक है ना, ये सब जानती है, सब समझती है। आप जब एसटी हसन को भूल जाते हैं तो लोग समझ जाते हैं कि कितना कन्वीनियंस है। वेल, वी did a survey on social media and we asked the question, Supreme Court denies bail to Sharjeel and Umar Khalid. Should apologists apologize now? Yes say 85%, no say 10%, can't say 5%. 85% believe that yes, apologists for Sharjeel Imam and Umar Khalid should apologize today after the Supreme Court has given a reasoned verdict on why these 2 individuals cannot be given bail while 5 others were given bail. Well, we'll leave it at that because the Supreme Court has spoken and the public has spoken.